Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reviewing a very basic traumatic film called The Learning. The lead character in this movie is called Lana, a married woman and mother who works as a high school teacher. She is at a loss on how to deal with Benny, her charming but incredibly obnoxious student. Benny's intimidating presence paralyzes Lana, and she does everything she can to resist her dark attraction. And when I mean everything, she even goes as far as getting him out of her way. It's morning and Lana is in bed with her husband Ward and their daughter Raja. After playing a fun guessing game with her daughter, she goes on a run and rests by the lake. She goes into school afterwards and sets a test for her students. She gives them a set of instructions and tells them to begin the test. She notices Benny not writing anything, and after staring at each other, Lana glances away. She goes to pick up Raja from school afterwards, and Raja tells her that school was boring after they hug. Lana laughs and carries Raja to the car. She notices Benny walking his dog and stares at him for a while before driving off. Jeremy, Lana's student, is giving a presentation in class. Two female students are looking at a phone, giggling. Lana warns them to put the phone away, but they don't listen. Lana asks them to hand it over and they'll get it back after class. Valerie, one of the girls, hands it to Lana and then calls her a dirty bitch, causing the other students to laugh. Lana asks Valerie to report to the school authorities. Lana is in the break room having a cup of tea, and she sees Benny harassing Valerie through the window. Benny tosses Valerie's bag on the floor after disposing all of its contents and then destroys her bicycle. Lana then asks another female teacher of Benny's in the break room what she thinks about him and how he acts. Lana asks the teacher about how he looks at her, and when she notices the other teacher's confusion, she tells her not to bother. After classes the next day, Lana tells Benny she'd like to have a word with him. She pulls him into an empty classroom and asks him to take a seat. She asks him how he's doing and if he's having fun at school. Benny doesn't reply and instead asks her what she wants from him. Lana tells him that she's worried about him and she doesn't appreciate his behavior to his fellow students. She reaches out to touch his knee after asking if he needs any help. Lana pulls back her hand when she sees Benny looking at it, and he smiles and he tells her he doesn't believe she wants to actually help him. Lana tells him she's only considering his future because he failed the test she had set for them earlier. He laughs at that and asks Lana what she really wants from him. Lana tells him that she has a meeting now and that she has to leave. But Benny should think about all that she said. Lana goes for a run the next morning and stops to catch her breath by the lake. After classes, she notices Benny's bag on the floor. She checks to see no one is watching and then pulls his sweatshirt from his bag and sniffs it. She puts the sweatshirt back in the bag and she hears a door slam. She then heads to the restroom, and after drinking water from the sink, Benny walks in. He grabs her left bosom, but she pushes his hand away. He smiles and does it again and proceeds to kiss her neck. She leans into him, but stops him after almost trying to reply him. She tells him that they should agree that this would never happen again, and she can get him sent out of school for this. She tells Benny that he's playing with fire, and as she turns to walk out, Benny yells behind her that she wants him to. Lana tells him that she can never have feelings of love for any of her students as they're all minors, and she leaves the restroom. In the school hallway the next day, Benny tells Lana that he wants to meet her after school, but she says no. They move towards the stairs and Lana apologizes for what happened between them. Lana pleads with Benny to forget her as she doesn't want this and she walks away from him. Lana goes to the parking lot and sees her side mirror smashed and her car scratched. She gets into the car and drives to Raja's school to pick her up. Ward sees Lana gardening at home and asks her what happened to her car. She tells him that she drove too close to a lamppost. Ward asks her if a lamppost can cause such a scratch, and Lana tells him that it can happen. He tells Lana her tea is getting cold and walks away. The next day at school, Lana asks her student to write a cover letter for an internship. She asks if any of them have a question, and Benny asks if she has to do her job at school since she goes down on their headmistress. The class laughs and Lana asks Benny to go report himself to the school management. Benny asks her again if she liked licking the headmistress, and Lana tells Benny to get lost. She picks up his bag, throws it out of the classroom, and tells him that it's either he goes out or she does. After a student throws a duster at the board, almost hitting Lana, she walks out amidst cheering from the students. While at home the next day reading to Raja, Lana's phone repeatedly rings, but there's just silence anytime she picks up. Lana goes to school the next day, and after seeing Benny just before she gets into the classroom, she panics and tells the school receptionist that she isn't feeling well and she leaves the school. While making dinner for Ward, he asks about her day. She tells him that she was teaching all day and that she had an assessment review. Lana drops Raja the next day at school, and instead of going to work, she stops at a riverside to eat an apple and while away time. She then goes to the museum, and after spending some time to look at the paintings, she sees Benny. Panicked, she tries to get away from him, but is unsuccessful as they both end up in the elevator together. Benny tells Lana that he wants her to come back to school because he misses her. He then proceeds to fondle her bosoms again. Lana tries to kiss him twice, but Benny resists and then uses his fingers to wander to her. After panicking from a repetitive nightmare in which she loses her family, Lana goes to school the next day and sneaks into the administrator's office. She then steals an exam paper and puts it in Benny's coat to implicate him when all students are at the cafeteria for lunch. The next day, Lana watches from the break room while conversing with other teachers as Benny is taken away by security officials. With Benny expelled from school, Lana misses him and begins fantasizing about spending time with him. Lana and Raja are at the bookstore shopping for a gift for Raja's friend Kim. Raja wants to get a stuffed animal for herself, but Lana disapproves. Lana loses sight of Raja after she throws a tantrum and begins searching for her. After looking for 45 minutes and still no sight of Raja, Lana alerts the authorities. After looking through the CCTV footage, Lana sees that Benny was watching them and followed suit after Raja ran out of the store. She panics but receives a call shortly after from Ward that Raja is at home with him. Lana apologizes to the authorities and heads home. Later that night, she hears repeated banging on the door while her family's asleep. Lana goes out, and after yelling out, the noise stops. Lana locks the door and begins fantasizing about Benny until she's interrupted by Ward the next morning. Ward and Lana hug, and Lana drives afterwards to Benny's place. She parks her car a few meters away and waits for him to drive on a scooter as she follows behind him. She follows him into an abandoned area and speeds up as she hits him with her car, causing him to fall off the scooter. She then parks and waits a while before getting out of the car. Well, that tells a lot. She probably killed him. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.